Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new action figure review. This is I believe the first action figure review on my channel, and today is a very special one that hits me really close to home. And this one is the Jurassic World Legacy Collection Target exclusive Baby Tyrannosaurus Rex. And this was a figure I was really excited for because this is from this is based off the Lost World Baby T-Rex, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's accurate or not. Because judging by the Kenner Baby T-Rex figure, that one was more of a brownish, like a light and dark brown, kind of like Rexy colors. And this one's more of like a light green and dark green. But I have it here today. Target was the plug. If you're looking for them, they are in California. Target, I found mine. Toys R Us was no luck, and I haven't checked Walmart yet. But the packaging here is really good. I can't say whether it's better than Hasbro because I don't really remember the Hasbro packaging, but it really does stand out more than I remember the Hasbro packaging standing out, because Hasbro's packagings were more like light blue, I believe. It was weird colors, but this one's a lot more better. We have, in the back, we have the Jurassic Park gates with the logo there. Rexy, you can see the figure here, so that if you wanted to, you can check out the action feature in the store. If we get up close here and focus, you pull down the tail and it chomps. It's the only action here, but it also does have articulation, something we didn't really get much of from Hasbro. And down here, we can see ages 3 and up. Warning, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Right here, just shows the chomping feature. You can clearly tell it comes with the muzzle there, because it shows it in the packaging. Right here, just comes with a flap that tells you where to pull down. On the back of the packaging, up here we have, this little kind of advertisement there for the Jurassic Facts app, which I do have. And later on, I will be showing you how to implement that into the app. It's a free app, and it's pretty cool to use if you just want to learn more about dinosaurs, and or if you want to test your skills with the quizzes they have there. But I'll do a more in-depth review of that app, or not really review, but a more in-depth explanation to that application in a separate video. Again, here we have the logo, you have the torches from the gates, and you have a bigger image of the baby T-Rex. Now, I won't lie to you, I did think this figure was going to be much bigger, but I'm happy with how small it turned out. It's not too small, but it's also not too big. I probably would say it's bigger than a 4-inch figure. We'll do comparisons later, but I think it might be more movie scale with a 6-inch figure, perhaps. Again, we'll do comparisons later. Flipping it back around, we have chomping jaw, and we have multiple, multiple languages. There we go. Down here, you just have different logos there, which I'm not exactly sure what those are about. Seems like my phone doesn't want to focus here. Oh well. Right here, you just have a picture with the juvenile T-Rex with the muzzle on. Down here, you have more figures from this wave, and I did only see the Raptor there at Target, but I did also get some other ones, such as the the Dilophosaurus the Dilophosaurus, Dimorphodon, Extreme Chomping T-Rex. I saw a bunch of Jurassic World toys there, just not the whole, wave 1, just most of them though. I'd say probably the ones everybody was most of looking for, other than the Mosasaur. But that's the whole packaging. Now let's get this thing opened up and check it out more in depth. So here we have the figure outside of the packaging, and I have to say I really do like this figure. I played around with it a little bit, just not too much though. That way I can finish this review, or try to at least. So taking a close look at the figure, I really do like it. I just wish the eyes were facing a little bit more forward here. Now, if I zoom in there, you can clearly see the bottom of the mouth is painted red for the tongue, but the top is just green. Now, I really wish that the teeth on this figure would be individually painted. I don't know if that's just mine or it's all of them, but I mean, I still have no problem. I mean, at least they're individually sculpted, or at least they look like they are. And meanwhile, Hasbro's, they were like all together and looked all weird. Yeah, you have both sides there. The head doesn't turn, if you're wondering. The mouth does close, but it only stays open. I don't really think there's a way to keep it closed, unless you can find some plastic tab to put there in between the tail and the tailbone. I believe that's what it is. The, like, right here. Now, this is how it looks in the front. Oh, did I just have it stuck there for a moment? I think I just did. I can't really tell. I think I just did. Okay. I think it was. Now, you can see that's how it looks on the front of the snout, or, on the front of the face, if you will. You can see there is no seam line there. It begins right at the neck under the jaw. It starts there and it goes all the way down to the tail. And it's also there on the top. But it's not here on the actual head like it was with the Hasbro Raptors. You see, the figure looks really nice there. And the snout is a lot more pushed in. Because the Kenner Juvenile T-Rex, it was more outwards. Like, it looked a little bit more like a grown T-Rex rather than a baby T-Rex. Now you can see there is a hinge here, I guess you can see at the elbow of the baby T-Rex, and it does go up this far. And it does spin, I believe, right there all the way. And although the toe claws, or I mean not the claws, just the claws here at the fingers, they aren't painted at all. And neither are the claws here on the feet. And that seems to be an ongoing complaint that I have with the figures, but it's not big enough to make me dislike the figures. It's just like a small little gripe that I have with the figures. The other arm also does have the same rotation as the arm on the other side. Again, it's a dark green. It's kind of like dark green stripes up here. Not really stripes. I wouldn't really say. I can't really tell how you would call that color scheme there. And then you have a lighter green. And you have, would it be, no, not spots. I really can't tell. There is no knee articulation or ankle articulation or rotation here, like there is with the Extreme Chompin' T-Rex. And hopefully I'm not blocking the light here. There we go. Okay. Now, for leg articulation, the leg could go this far forward on both sides. So I guess you can get them to sit like that. And it can go back, I think this far before you break it. So I guess you can have it lean on itself, make it look taller. But the average pose would probably be like right in between, like right here. And oh, wow, that just really took down my other point. And I guess it's kind of pre-posed, but it's not like a big, like, pre-pose. Kind of like with the Hasbro dinosaurs, where one leg would be far back and the other one would be like almost all the way in the front. And that was an issue with the Raptors. However, here it's not a big difference. It kind of does look even there, but as you can see, it does stand really well. And I guess the feet would be a little bit enlarged here, but it's not as big as with the Raptors, and I really don't have an issue with that as long as the figure stands. That was an issue with the Velociraptor 4-pack from Hasbro. Their feet were accurate size, however, the figure itself would not stand because the body itself would have been heavy plastic for some odd reason. But the figure here, it's pretty light. It manages to stand on its own if you can not balance it just right, but if you manage to set the feet at a point where it's not, where one's not pointing all the way upwards and the other one's straight, this would look this way looks a lot more better. And again, it poses, and the legs are, I guess, on a ball joint of sorts because it can go out here. They can extend like that, or it can just go in. So, and for those of you who want it, let me see if I can focus here. There's the little hold up, how do I get this correctly? There. There's the scan code for those of you who want it. That's to scan into the Jurassic Facts app. Is that what it is? Yeah, the Jurassic Facts app. You can scan it there and unlock the dinosaur and get 2 extra facts. I think it varies between 2 and 3 extra facts depending on what type of creature it is. And the legs go on both, so you can get it like this for some odd reason if you wanted to. Now, this won't affect how much I like the figure because I absolutely love this figure. And hopefully this figure doesn't end up like the was it the Chomping T-Rex from Hasbro, where I said in my review 3 years ago I absolutely love the figure and now I hate it. I still have it, but I hate it. Same with the Stomp and Strike T-Rex. But I have to say, this one looks really good, and I wouldn't say it outdoes Kenner. I would say it's about even with Kenner, although it doesn't have the real feel skin. Some of them do, some of them don't. This one right here doesn't. It's more of like a, not really, like a soft plastic in a way. It's hard plastic, right? You can't squeeze it, but I would say it's not like bumpy and it doesn't feel like real dinosaur skin, like the real feel Mosasaur would, but I still like it. I don't really need real feel skin to enjoy figures, and I love it as it is. Now, for if you're wondering, the tail here, it's a little bit hard plastic up to this point here, because that kind of connects the little chomping feature there with the tail and the tail bone, and it affects the jaw. But other than that, the end of the tail here is a flimsy plastic. You can't get into different positions. It's not on a bendy wire, so if you try and bend it like this, it'll just go right back where it was before. And there's not much articulation with this figure as there is with a raptor, where the neck is on a hinge and a ball joint, I think, or one of those, and it can like move around and all that, and the tail moves. Or it's not like the Indoraptor, but it's still a really cool figure. If you missed out on the Kenner one or the JP3 re-release, the variant, then this is definitely a figure you're gonna want to add to your The Lost World Jurassic Park collection. And I can't wait to add this with my mobile command center that I have in my dork room. This is a really cool addition to my collection. Now, here is the Jurassic World Mattel Juvenile T-Rex next to the Kenner The Lost World Jurassic Park Dieter Stark action figure. I believe that's how you say his name, Dieter. I believe that's how it's pronounced. He is a 4 4.25, or it's either 4 or 4.25 inch action figure, side by side, front view, next to the baby or the juvenile T-Rex. So you can see, I guess from here it does look in scale, and it also looks in scale right here when you do a side by side comparison, like that. But if you want to recreate a scene where Nick Van Owen or Sarah from The Lost World is holding the baby T-Rex, I don't really think you're going to have much luck here, because it is a pretty big figure, and I guess it's kind of heavy. You would have to lean the figure, not even then, even if you try and lean all the way back like this, it still can't carry the juvenile T-Rex. So you can't really recreate the scene unless you're holding the figure from below, where Nick is carrying the juvenile T-Rex to the mobile command center. However, right here, if we compare the Mattel Jurassic World Juvenile T-Rex next to the Hasbro Avengers Infinity War basic figure Cap or Nomad, you could see it looks a little bit out of scale there, but I mean, in wise of how he looks when he carries the baby T-Rex, it looks a lot more like it did in the movie, like the baby T-Rex size in their arms. Now again, the neck doesn't rotate, so you can't really add, if you wanted to, you can't really add that little pose where it's looking this way and it's like roaring, I guess. That sound, and I guess you wanted to, you can play on YouTube the little sound that the baby T-Rex makes in the car when it drives by Eddie. So here we have the juvenile T-Rex with the muzzle on it. For those of you that are genuinely curious about how you scan the figure, you just grab the figure, open up your Jurassic World app, go to scan, put the foot there in front of the camera, and it scans the dinosaur into your game or the app, and you unlock it. And there it is. And then you go down here, information, and here you can see the app or the facts that you have unlocked. Oh, and there you have it. And as you can see, it looks a lot like the toy, which is the coolest part. Really cool figure. And I've already scanned in my Dimorphodon figure in here. That's how the Dimorphodon looks. I've already scanned it in, sadly. Yeah. That's how you scan in the figures, and then I'll do the same for the T-Rex once I unbox that one. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, to take out the muzzle, really, you don't have to take apart the box. You just have to peel this with an X-Acto knife or like just a knife in general, and it'll slip out here. It's not taped in or anything, so easy to get it, and you can have it there like it's captured in Dino Gear, which is a really, I would say it's a really cool Kenner callback, because the Lost World juvenile T-Rex came with a little brace here for the broken leg, which was a cool feature, and I believe it came with the muzzle. If not, it was the first the juvenile T-Rex from the first Jurassic Park movie toy line that came with the muzzle and dino capture gear. But dino capture gear was really cool in the I just cracked my bones in the Kenner line, so that's a cool little callback there. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this figure. The detailing is really nice. And if you want a juvenile T-Rex, if you like the Lost World Jurassic Park like I did, or if you just want to have every figure in your collection, this is definitely the figure to get. I would say this is really cool. And if you're wondering about the price point, it's only $9.99. At least it was at my Target. It's probably less at Walmart if you find it there. But I highly doubt it because this is a Target exclusive toy line, which is the Legacy Collection. It's Target exclusive. However, the Dino Damage line is exclusive to Walmart. So that's something else I have to try and find. Again, $10 right here, $9.99 figure. Really cool. It's not very expensive either. I mean, you got a little action figure, which I would assume would be maybe 3.5 inches tall, possibly 3 or 3.5 inches tall, definitely. Because this is a 4 and a quarter inch figure, so this has to be somewhere around the 3-inch mark. I don't know the exact measurements for it though. However, again, still a cool figure. If you want to add it to your Kenner collection, I think it very well fits in. Other than the missing real feel skin, it's still really cool. And it even matches with the InGen figure here. See, InGen tattoo there. Remember, Lost World Jurassic Park, InGen went to capture the dinosaurs, and they ended up using the baby T-Rex as a bait for the parents. So, there is my review for the Mattel line, not Hasbro, Mattel, Jurassic World Legacy Collection, Juvenile T-Rex, or Tyrannosaurus Rex. I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.